cut. Good. We just got our intake panels cut. I worked on them last night for approximately 2 hours, 3 hours, lining them all out. Let me show you what's going on here. Here we got a 41.5 by 38-inch panel. Now what this is going to cover our windows outside. I'm going to show you what's going on. Just hang on. Well, you know what? We need this. I'm going to leave that right there. So what I did, I started with a piece of cardboard. I went ahead and made a cardboard pattern, and I fit it into the structure that I made that's going to cover the windows. Now when I say structure, I'm talking about the tracks. I got a bottom track and a top track that this panel will slide in. We're going to go look at that in a minute. And then I went ahead and traced it to my metal. Now this is the problem I have with this. All I had was 18 gauge. I wish I would have used 22 gauge because 22 gauge is a lot lighter. So these are going to be kind of heavy. But the good thing about it is once they're in, I don't have to take them in and out all the time. And if I want to take them out, I mean, you know, it's not that big of a deal. And then last night what I did, I went ahead and made 2 of these. And what these are my intake filter holders. This is what's going to hold my intake filter holders. We got to have an intake and an exhaust to have a sound, good body paint booth. You got to keep that air flowing. So what this is my filter. I'm going to have one on each window. We're going to take our cardboard model outside. We're going to go look at it. You'll get the idea of what's going on here. Then I'm going to finish these out. Okay, hopefully we're not too backlit here. And what we got, this is our window. This is the opening side right here. This is where our fresh air is going to come in. So we're going to close that. We don't want any fresh air coming in now. And then what I'll do is I'll take that panel. You can see this panel right here. What I'll do is I'll take that panel. I'll come over here. Let me get out of that camera. And then it will slide in this 1 inch by 1 inch angle on the track, just like that. And then what I got is I got a solid intake filter that will let fresh air in, but it won't be sucking in any dirt, trash, and contaminations. One good thing about this window is I will be able to adjust my intake airflow by how far I open it. Now, if I find an issue where it possibly might leak on the edges, I can always take some masking tape and take the edges of this up very quickly and easily. So our paint booth's coming along. I'm going to get back in the shop and finish these things out, and we're going to take a look at it and see how it all came out. Well, that's what's left over of 4 sheets of 18 gauge, 10 by 4 feet tall, 10 feet wide, or 10 feet tall, 4 feet wide, whatever you want, 4 by 10. It took 4 sheets of 18 gauge. I'll make some artwork out of that, try to sell it, make a little money, who knows. Nobody buys artwork. As you can see hidden in the rafters of my friend Pete's shop, nobody buys artwork. Oh sure, they want to buy it. They want it. They think it's awesome, but they don't want to pay for it. So I'm not gonna fucking sell it. I'll hang it up in my shop. And when I die, my kids can throw it in the scrap iron pile or do whatever the fuck they want with it. I don't give a shit, but until then, that's where it'll stay. Before we go on, I just want to tell you how disgusted I am with the general public. Nobody has respect for what you do in life anymore. All they do is think about themselves. They're self-centered, they're vain, and they're two-faced. Why do I say two-faced? Because they talk nice to you in your face, but behind your back, you're just a piece of shit to them. Just another piece of shit. So, yeah, my artwork, I will throw it away in the trash before I will give the shit away. I'm not doing it anymore. It's over. But boy, I'll tell you what, people sure will take it for free. They sure fucking will, won't they? They love it then. On to a happier note. If you look right here, you can see that my plasma cutting, welding, bracket, brace, table, shit is empty. That means that our filters, there's my fan, our intake filters are done. Let's go outside, let's go into the paint booth building and see how they turned out. Alright, so what we got is I went ahead and made an upper bracket and a bottom bracket. Then I went ahead and I made this right here. So anyway, you take the panel like this and then you stick it in here and then that will slide just like that. Now, another reason I made this out of steel, I'm going to go ahead and say it again, it's fireproof. So I went ahead and replaced the filter on the opening side of the window, and I can take the filter out, okay? I can reach in here and flip the switch to the window, and then I can regulate how much air that I want to flow in here. And I can do that by the regulation of my exhaust fan when I'm using that. Because we don't want it to suck too much air, we don't want it to bring in too much air, and we don't want it to have too less air. So by having the situation like this, where I can control how much air I want to come in, is a big plus.
What is Pete doing? Is he making it rain? Who knows what the man's doing? No, actually, he's just cleaning the walls off because I think we are actually finally completely done with the paint booth. It is finished, a done deal.
Okay, can you bring the camera around here, please? We went ahead and made use out of our attic space, and I just went ahead and got done with the door. So the door's done, we're just going to screw it on. We're not going to be going up there a lot, but we have extra storage space if we need it. I went ahead and put cellophane on this light here. I'm going to take the cellophane and put cellophane on all the lights in here. What that's for is so we don't get overspray on the covers.
Right, because it'll build up and build up.
It'll build up and then eventually, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the lights with cellophane, I'll tape it around, and then that'll keep our light covers, because we don't know when these things are going to be discontinued.
Here's our intake right here. Pete built a whole little system to cover the whole
Slides over the window.
And we got our panel right here that pulls out, and then he can just open the window.
Adjust how much air. See, all I got to do is open this up, and if it's real windy out today, I don't need to open it, but, you know, that's going to adjust how much airflow I get by opening and closing the window. And then if you want to come over here, we got our fire explosion-proof box, portable box, and Minnie the Body Shop girl went ahead and installed all of the filters. And I think, you know, that idea you had with rubber, putting rubber down. I think what we're gonna do, I got that box, that 100-foot box of plastic, remember?
Yeah.
So we'll just pull it out and then we'll cut it off. Because that stuff's 20 feet wide, so we should get a lot of uses out of it anyway.
There you go.
So I'll just cut it to fit over where this will roll on top of it, and that'll protect it. As far as the concrete in here goes, there's nothing we can do.
We have a water jet blast.
But there's nothing we can do. We get overspray in here, so what? This is a paint booth, and that's what's gonna happen. I went ahead and installed my air system yesterday. Minnie's gonna come back and clean this off, some wax and grease remover, what have you, and then paint these white. Anybody that is installing a paint booth, always remember the filter system that you have is the paint job you will get. Meaning, if you don't have a filter system on your airline or your spray gun that you're using, oil and water will build up in that airline. Do not ever use an airline without an air filter. So I got this system here, and this system here might be more expensive than what you want to spend. This system here was $700 bucks.
I don't remember.
This was a $700 filter system. Each one of these replacement filters, and I got to put the filters in them. I forgot. I got them. Each replacement filter for these costs $100 each, but they last a long, long time. This is another little filter that I have, and this is a micro filter. So the air is going to come in here, go through the micro filter first, and then through our RTI system. Does it look, high-tech fancy? No, it doesn't. Do I give a shit? No, I fucking don't. So
why he's got to do that, I have no idea. I mean, he's got such a chip on his shoulder. I don't know.
Hello. So anyway, I got this cleaned out. Did you show them our door we made?
Yeah,
it's not the best door. It's not a door that says, hey, let's put it in Home and Garden magazine. It's a fucking door.
Why don't you turn the water off and flush?
Oh, we're getting ready to use the water. I want to spray all the walls down.
Well, let's get on with it then.
Okay, so we'll be back. Minnie, the body shop girl's got to make a cover for this. Now, she said she's going to get on that right away. We got the material already. And the reason we want to make a cover for this is because when I paint a car in here, or whatever I paint, I'm not going to be able to close the door down immediately. So I'm going to have something to cover this, so if the wind's blowing, it's not going to blow in here and then blow back through the filters. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me get the car in here. We're going to get that thing painted. It's not a whole car job, but it's a job. And yeah, it's looking good. What are you thinking, Minnie?
Yep, looks great.
Okay. All right, get that camera off. We ain't got time to mess around. Let's get to work.